Welcome to Intellect's where we dive deep into the intricate web of artificial intelligence. In today's episode, we unravel the dark side of AI, exploring the unintended consequences and ethical dilemmas that lurk behind the cutting-edge advancements. 1. Bias and fairness. Imagine training an AI like teaching a robot using a big book. If that book has unfair ideas or treats certain groups unfairly, the robot might learn those unfair ideas too. This can cause problems in important areas like getting a job, borrowing money, and enforcing laws, where robots are now helping out. The robot might unintentionally treat some people better or worse based on what it learned from the biased book. It's like a chain reaction. Unfair data leads to an unfair robot, and the unfair robot can make unfair decisions in real life. That's why it's crucial to make sure the books we use to teach robots are fair and treat everyone equally. To avoid unfair outcomes, we need to carefully choose what goes into the robot's learning book. It's like making sure the robot reads a book that's fair to everyone, no matter their background or characteristics. We also need to keep an eye on the robot as it learns, making sure it's treating everyone the same way. It's a bit like being a fair teacher to the robot, guiding it to make good choices. 2. Privacy concerns. Think of AI cameras that can recognize faces like in your phone. These cameras are used for surveillance, like in public places, but it can be a problem because it might watch you all the time. This raises worries about privacy, like someone always keeping an eye on you, especially with facial recognition. It's like your face becomes a key that anyone can use. This is not good because it can be misused, and your personal information might not be safe. So we need rules and ways to make sure AI respects people's privacy and doesn't misuse their information. Creating clear rules for AI cameras is like setting boundaries for a watchful friend. We want to make sure they only look when it's necessary and not all the time. 3. Job displacement. Imagine if machines could do some jobs that people usually do. Well, that's happening with AI. It might make some jobs go away, like in making things, driving, and helping customers. This can be a problem because people might lose their jobs, and it can shake up how money works. Factories and trucks now have smart machines doing tasks. This means fewer jobs for people in those areas. It's happening fast, and we need to think about how to make sure people have work and can support themselves. We also need to find new ways for people to learn skills that machines can't easily do. This way, everyone can still have a job and a good life. In this changing job landscape, it's like the work world is getting a makeover with AI joining in. 4. Autonomous weapons. Creating weapons that work on their own using AI makes people think about what's right and wrong. It's a big deal because these weapons can make decisions to hurt or even kill without a person saying it's okay. This is tricky because machines might not understand everything like humans do. This could lead to problems and tough choices we didn't plan for. We worry about how to control these weapons so they don't make mistakes or hurt innocent people. It's a big ethical question because it's about life and death, and we need to figure out the rules and make sure humans are still in charge when it comes to using force. Imagine if robots could decide when to use weapons without a human's direct say. It's like having a robot army making important choices on its own. This raises a serious question about fairness and safety. 5. Deepfakes and misinformation. AI can make videos and sounds that look and sound real, but they're not. It's like magic tricks for videos. This can be a problem because it makes it hard to know what's true and what's fake. People might believe things that never really happened. This messes with trust because if you can't be sure if something is real, it's tough to know who or what to trust. It's like a game where you don't know the rules, and that can cause problems. We need to be careful and find ways to tell if what we see and hear is the real deal or just a tricky computer-made copy. That way, we can trust what we see and hear. 6. Lack of transparency. Think of AI models like hidden decision makers. Some, and especially the deep neural ones, are like secret boxes. We can't really see how they decide things. This is a problem because in important stuff, like important decisions or choices, We want to know how and why the AI decided. If it's a mystery, it's hard to trust or fix if something goes wrong. Imagine if you ask a friend for advice, but they don't tell you how they decided. It's a bit tricky to follow their thinking, right? In serious things like law, medicine, or finance, it's important to understand why the AI made a choice. We need to make these black boxes more like clear glass boxes so we can trust them better and fix things if needed. 7. Security risks. Think of AI systems like guards who look at things and decide if they're good or bad. But sneaky people can trick these guards by messing with the things they see. This is called adversarial attacks. It's like putting on a disguise to fool the guard. In important areas like money, health, and important systems, this is a big issue. If the guard doesn't see the trick, it can lead to serious problems. Imagine someone changing numbers in your bank statement without you knowing. That's a bit like an adversarial attack. So we need to make the guards smarter and teach them to spot tricks better. It's like giving our guards superhero vision so they can protect important things from sneaky tricks and keep everything safe and sound. 8. Ethical decision-making. Imagine if you have a robot that makes decisions all by itself. Now, if something goes wrong, like a mistake or a problem, it's not clear who should take the blame. This is a big question for AI because it's like having a helper. But if the helper messes up, we need to figure out who's in charge. It's tricky because people build and train these AI systems, but once they're running, they do things on their own. Setting rules for AI is like making a guidebook for the helper, what it can and cannot do. But it's hard because we need to decide who is responsible if the guidebook doesn't work well. It's like having a team, and everyone needs to know their job and be ready to fix things if something goes sideways. So creating clear rules and making sure everyone knows their part is key to keeping AI on the right track. 9. Social manipulation and addiction. Think of social media as a big party where everyone gets to see stuff they like. AI helps with this by showing you things it thinks you'll enjoy. But there's a downside. It's like being in a bubble where you only hear ideas you already agree with. This can make people think everyone believes the same things, creating divisions. AI also plays a role in making apps addictive, like games that you can't stop playing. It's designed to keep you hooked, and this can lead to unhealthy habits. It's like having too many sweets. It feels good at first, but too much can be bad. We need to find a balance so that AI doesn't trap us in our own bubbles and helps us make good choices online. 10. Environmental impact. Imagine teaching a giant brain, AI model, to understand things. It needs lots of computer power, like a superhero using a lot of energy to save the day. But there's a problem. Using so much energy is not good for our planet. It's like having too many lights on, making our environment a bit sick. As more people use AI, we need to be smart about it. This means finding ways to teach the brain without using too much energy. We can make the brain use greener energy or find tricks to make it work faster with less power. Just like we care about the environment in our daily lives, we should do the same when using AI so that it helps us without hurting our planet. As we conclude our exploration into the dark side of AI on entails, we encourage you to stay engaged in this crucial conversation. Like if you found this episode thought-provoking, subscribe for more insightful content, and don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below.